Okay, hi guys. So I am just coming on to finish up the Deck for Decades tag that I started last night, and my phone decided it did not have enough memory to finish. I do think that I just needed a break because it was kind of an intense video. So we stopped at, I believe I stopped at like 35 when I was about 35. And so I wanted to start there and just say that 35 to probably 40 was with my Sacred Rebels deck. That's the deck that I chose for that time in my life. And it was, I had, begun my pagan path, and I was really it was about 5 years where I really was soul searching, where I really was trying things out. I was doing a lot of internal shadow work, sacred feminine work, which this deck is wonderful for. I haven't used this deck in quite a while, so in looking at it for the tag video, I kind of think I'm going to probably pull it out again, because it's a great deck for affirmation. It's a great soul searching deck. It gives you some answers that maybe not so easy, so it kind of holds you to the line, but is just a gorgeous deck. Look at that. Oh, one of my favorite cards that I really enjoy using. And this definitely was that time period of my life where I was coming into my own. I know it seems like it's late, but I think a lot of people figure out, nearing middle age that, they make themselves into someone that they want to be, and they try to purge the stuff that they don't want to be, and that was the case for me. 30 was my hardest birthday, because after everything that I had been through, it was kind of like I suddenly realized, you know what, I'm not a kid anymore. There's no part of me that can say I'm a young person anymore. And I didn't feel like an adult yet. At 30, I was like, I have so much farther to go. Look at that. That was a gorgeous card. Look at that. Trust yourself. That card kind of encompasses what I meant by that time period. So, it was a great time in my life for me personally, professionally. I really liked the work that I did, and I just was doing a lot of experimenting as far as what my belief system was and how I wanted to be spiritually in life. So that was probably until I was close to 40. And then at 40, I really felt like I kind of owned the word witch in pagan, and just really started to get comfortable in it. My husband and I were doing okay financially and emotionally and physically. We've never been, I would say we've always been kind of middle class or poor, lower middle class, depending on the years. We've never been comfortable, which is hard sometimes. But this is the Everyday Witch Tarot. So this deck and one other deck that I'm going to show you kind of encompasses what my 40s are for me. I really love this deck because it kind of just shows witches in their everyday life, and that's really how I feel. It was an interesting thing to quote unquote come out of the broom closet, to admit to my family, to my peers at work, that I was a pagan. I kind of expected people to not accept me or shun me, or and I didn't get a whole lot of that. What I got was questioning and curiosity. And some people, there was a few that thought, well, doesn't that mean satanic? And so at least they felt comfortable enough to ask me, so I could kind of correct them. And so the last deck that I'm going to show you kind of is where I am now, and I feel like it will go into the future a little. And this is called Universal Love. This is by Toni Salerno. And this deck is great, again, for inner spiritual work. It's great for relationship work. The images are beautiful, insightful. I feel like I haven't used this deck enough, but I have kind of pulled it out because I feel like it's really ready. It's time for me to pull it out. I've had this deck for quite a while. I don't even know how long, to be honest with you. But, ooh, I hear a bumblebee. Hi. But, you know, I really feel like it's time to pull it out. So, just to kind of conclude everything from my first video into this one. Yes, I have gone through horrible things in my life, but I do believe that, with the exception of what happened to my boys, I don't think I would change anything. The thing with my boys, just, you know, any time that something happens to children, it's a different thing. There's an innocence in it that just is not right. And I know I'm not the only person who's been through that. It's really, I think, hard for a mother to go through that, because it took me a very long time to be able to, not accept it. I'll never accept it. Breathe through it. I think because my first reaction was I was supposed to be the one to protect my kids, and I had failed. And even though I've gotten beyond that point, I really believe that I did something as soon as I felt that there was something wrong. But it doesn't change the fact that I would do anything to take that back so they didn't have to go through that. On a side note, my boys are wonderful, and they're fine now too. That's a whole nother story that I don't know if I'll go into or not, because that's not my story, that's their story. I mean, I have a piece of the story, but I don't feel like that's my story to tell, other than my little piece of it. There are some things that someday I may talk about because of how we dealt with it, and how the so-called experts wanted us to deal with it was a different thing. But isn't this deck gorgeous? So the conclusive thing is, I think we all start on a path that this life is supposed to teach us certain things, and some people have it kind of hard, and some people don't have to go through quite so much to learn their lessons. I'm one of those people, I think, that kind of have to get beat over the head. I've had a couple people tell me that my guardians are like standing over me going, hello, do you listen at all? And no, I don't really. I mean, I feel what I feel to be my lessons, but I do not listen very well. But that's the way I learn. So it has brought me to this point in life, and I feel good about where I am in life. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you saw a couple decks that you liked, and hopefully I didn't depress everyone completely. Because life is good. It is good. And I hope you guys all have a great night. Now tomorrow, just as an aside here, tomorrow is the drawing for my giveaway. And if you wanted to be involved, please take a look at my video called Court Card Help and get your entries in before tomorrow. Tomorrow's the drawing. Blessings.